Hi everybody, it's Danielle Rapolo here from your Spa Performance Department. Today I'm going to provide a brief tutorial on how to correctly fill out your daily game plan when setting your daily goals. So before I get started, I just want to go ahead and point out at the very bottom of this sheet, when you use it, you'll see this tab labeled Daily Game Plan Directions. If you click on that, there is a little brief step-by-step to assist you in how to correctly fill out the information in the pre-formulated spreadsheet that we're about to go through. So just for future reference, if you ever forget any little detail or feel like maybe you don't recall how to fill this out correctly, just go down to the bottom and click on this tab and let it walk you through it right there. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and do a mock situation. So I'm the spa director, and in my spa, I'm going to set my goals for my staff and my spa for the day. And I'm about to open, so we'll go ahead and fill this out as if it were today. So we'll fill out today's date first, which is August 26th. And then we'll fill out my name. And the next step's asking for today's total sales hours. Now, not to get this confused with how many hours you're open for business for that particular day, what this is asking for is the total hours that are scheduled with each consultant who has a goal combined. So in order to do that, you'll need to know who's working on staff that day, and we're going to take the total there, and we're going to plug that in right here in this box. So again, we're having a mock situation, so I'm going to say that consultant 1 is working 9 to 5 today, so that's an 8-hour shift. My consultant number 2, maybe they're 3 to 9, so we're going to say that I have a consultant there for 6 hours. Then I'll have a third consultant there, maybe from 5 to 9, which is a 4-hour shift. We'll just go with that. So here you'll see that the total sales hours scheduled is 18. Also, we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug that in right here for today's total sales hours so that we can effectively fill out the rest of today's goals. As you can see, when I populated that in there, it automatically populated for each consultant's box in particular for the total sales hours scheduled, and we're going to get into that in just a second as to how that's going to help divide out their individual goals for the day. We're going to start with our EFT increase. And what I'll do is plug in my monthly goal for the spa on what my increase is supposed to be. So right here, we're going to go ahead and put $2,500. And my month-to-date actual, let's go with $1,999. Save number. As you can see, it formulated for us to show us what the remaining goal for the month is for the spa as a whole at $501 for my EFT increase. So because today is August 26th, there are 5 days left in this particular month. And on this next cell, we're going to go ahead and input 5 because that's how many days that we have left to hit that $501 goal for my EFT increase. And once I implement that, this will actually break it down for us on what the spa's goal is as a whole, on what I need to do today in order to stay on track with hitting my EFT increase goal for the month, $100.20. Now, we can take it a step further, and if you like to manage by the hour or by the shift, we could even implement how many hours today we're open, which today is a Tuesday. Typically, we're 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's a 12-hour day. Once I plug in how many hours we're open, it'll even go as far as to breaking it down per hour on how much I and myself and my team will need to sell on EFT increase for memberships per hour. So that's a really great tool right here that we're going to use for each revenue category moving forward. So now that we're moving on to another revenue category, going into membership cash, my monthly goal for membership cash will say $4,500. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. And the next thing that we're going to do, same as we did before, what is my month-to-date actual? I'm going to go with $2,750. There it is. That's the remaining goal for the rest of the month is $1,750. We have 5 days remaining, which breaks it down for us as $350 today for my daily goal as a whole. That is for the entire spa, not individuals. Earlier, when we implemented how many days we had left and the hours in the day, as you can see, that automatically populated for the rest of the boxes below. So we won't have to go ahead and re-implement any of that same information and do a lot of extra work on ourselves. So that's a really convenient tool right there in itself for you to be able to go through this as quickly as possible, because we know that in the morning or when you open or even when you close, there's a lot of other tasks that you have to complete. So moving into retail, I'm going to say that my monthly goal for retail is $4,000. And then my month to date, let's just say that I am at 3135. Throw in just random numbers out here. So for the rest of the month, for the rest of the 5 days left, I need to sell $865 worth of product. Broken down for the day, that's $173 for the day that my staff as a whole needs to bring to the table. Broken down by hour, $14.42. When you look at it broken down that way, if you have to sell $14.42 per hour, that's a very, very attainable goal that you can actually use as a motivator for your staff. And suggestions, you can throw suggestions out throughout the day. It's a really great tool to use. It's very convenient, and it actually breaks it down to the point where it's very attainable and you can motivate better when you discuss goals with your staff. The last box that we have, which is fairly new, is our red appointments box. Our monthly goal, if you were required to do 12 red appointments per day, and let's just say that there's, 30 days in the month, we're going to go ahead and just use 360. And so far for the month, I'm at 289. Random, but it'll help you see how it breaks down. So for the remainder of the month, I still have to get my whole team to get 71 more red appointments within the next 5 days. Today, that would require me to have to do 14 red appointments on our appointment book among the whole staff. So that's definitely something that's going to help me with holding my staff accountable as to where they're at with all of their leads, all of their tracking on their prospects, promotions, and really helping me as a manager stay on that to see if we can get 14 scheduled today. Broken down by hour, that's 1 per hour. Even easier tool for me to manage with, right? So now with all of these totals that we just had plugged into these cells that pre-formulated everything for us, I see that for the spa, my goal for the day is $523. These two cells will automatically populate themselves when we move into our consultants. So we won't have to worry. Don't look at this right now. Just focus on that 523. Now we know what the spa needs to bring in order to make our daily goal for the day. Now that I'm done with this, I'm going to move on to my consultants. And as we stated earlier, I have 3 consultants on shift today. And I'll go ahead and I'll be consultant 1 since it's a full-time shift and I am the manager. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate my goals for 8 hours. First thing that we're going to use and plug in here is personal hours scheduled. Easy enough. That's 8 hours. Because this already populated itself with the 18 that we totaled out earlier, it's going to then do the rest of the work for me. Isn't that amazing? So now I see exactly what I'm responsible for. I'm 44% responsible for hitting this $523 goal today. So looking at this, this really helps me in order to know what exactly I can do to map out the rest of my shift for the day and know what I'm responsible for hitting. That's 1 membership here, if that. That's an enrollment fee and maybe a couple of sunless bundles. And retail goal, $76.89, that might be a couple of bottles of products. I'm responsible for bringing in at least 6 red appointments for the day. Here is where you plug in the actuals. If you want to do it per transaction, that could be a motivating tool for the staff to use and also help you with holding them accountable for hitting their individual goals for that shift without having to stay on them throughout the day. Or before they leave their shift, you can have them fill this out. Be sure when they fill out their retail goal that they subtract any sales tax that may be included in that total, because you don't want to include revenue that's not yours. So here's where they would plug in their actuals, and I'm going to go ahead and pretend that I've already hit my goal for the day. And I sold a gold membership. $89 is my increase. So you see it calculates here for us what the balance is over or under. I'm $44.47 over my goal for my net EFT increase. Memcash goal is $155. Let's say I just collected the $99 enrollment fee, but I didn't get anything else. I'll go ahead and hit $99 there, and you see it calculates the negative here. I'm under $56.56. Retail goal $76.89, and I sold $82 because I sold 2 products with that membership and got that 20% first time purchase discount over. But I only had 5 red appointments. Now you can see how the balance balances itself out for you. We'll go ahead and do the same for this consultant number 2 for 6 hours. They're working 6 of the 18 total scheduled hours, and that breaks down for them here. They're going to do the same thing here, and it's going to provide you with the same results. So we're going to say that my consultant number 2 sold a silver membership package for $69 a month, and she exceeded her goal by $35.60. Memcash, she collected a $99 enrollment fee and maybe we'll just leave it at that, $99 enrollment fee. She's less $17.67 to hitting goal. Retail goal, $57.67. She sold 1 product, so we'll say $49. All she's got left is $8.67. And today's red appointments, she had 7. So she was over. She had 2 over her goal. Consultant number 3 is a 4-hour shift. So we'll go ahead and we are going to plug that in here, which will divide out her individual goals or his individual goals. EFT increase goal, we'll say lower silver, so we're going to go with $49 a month membership. She only collected maybe, let's just say she signed them up for $20 enrollment because she overcame an objection, which means she's $57.78 away from hitting her Memcash goal and retail goal. She was able to sell the new member a bottle of anything. Let's go with $45. So she's $6.56 over goal, and she had 2 red appointments booked, leaving her with 1 left before she can leave for the day. My consultant number 4, let's just say here she was off today. So now that we've plugged everything in, I want you to notice below, this had filled itself out. We discussed earlier that I said don't mind these 2 cells because that will fill itself in later. This is a great tool to use here because you can see if you're accurate with the total sales hours scheduled. If this number here shows anything below or above 100%, then start this whole process over because somewhere, somehow, there's a number off. The total hours might be wrong, incorrect, and you'll need to figure out what that is in order to get an accurate number here. Over here, you'll see how it summarizes each individual consultant's particular sales and red appointment results for that day. And as it breaks down, it gives you the total, showing me that I'm actually, for the spa, above my daily goal for the day. So here you'll see that it summarizes all of the red appointments that needed to be scheduled for the day. And that worked out perfect for us, didn't it? 14 were scheduled, and I needed 14 for today. So I'm right where I'm supposed to be here for red appointments. And I also have a little over-under cell here to show you if you're under or over how much. So we're $78 above goal. I'm having a great day as a spa director, and I'm going to repeat this process. If I'm closing in the evening, I'll be sure to do this to set it for the following day. And if I'm opening in the morning, I'm going to get there a little bit earlier to do my already checklist. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this out for my staff coming in for that day. So that's it. That's how you use the daily game plan. If you have any questions, feel free to contact your regional performance consultant or your regional performance consultant in-house and get those details on how to effectively and accurately fill out the daily game plan. Thank you and have a great day.